I take this opportunity to thank and commend my colleagues, my senior ministers, esteemed participants for all the enriching contributions made today during the discussion on the critical theme of investing in people. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has issued a clarion call for our nation to collectively deliberate and commit to a path to building a developed India by 2047. And when you start to think, to imagine and dream, is when you build the desire and the willpower to transform. It is clear that this ambition for India is only made possible by investing in the sustainable and the inclusive development of all our communities, regions, and our people. Today's discussions have underscored the importance of convergence, collaboration, cross-sectoral collaboration across key sectors. And we must work with the states, UTs, and all agencies and increase resource allocation for people-centric policies, programs, and schemes. But doing this with an eye to boost efficiency of resource allocation and enable multiplier effects of bottom of the pyramid interventions. I remember Union Finance Minister during the budget, introduction of budget in the House, she had said that this is a budget by the people, of the people, and for the people. The budget is a testament to this commitment, with significant investments in education and skill development to create opportunities for every Indian. The budgetary announcements focus on making India a global hub for talent, innovation, and inclusive growth. The government has prioritized education and skill development as the twin pillars of a knowledge-driven economy. And we are empowered by the National Education Policy 2020, which is already transforming India's education sector, and further investments will ensure its full-scale implementation. To enhance STEM learning and innovation, 50,000 Atal Tinkering Labs will be set up, building on the success of the existing 10,000 labs across 720 districts. And today, we heard Sanjay Kumarji, our Secretary in School Education, talking about the ideas, and when he was summarizing it, one of the ideas was that we need to introduce modules of entrepreneurship. We need to select some key students coming through those labs and perhaps give them a second tier and layer of skilling. I think our ministry will take that suggestion on board, and we'll work in close coordination with education. To bridge the skill gap and align it with dynamic industry needs of today and tomorrow, 1,000 ITIs will also be upgraded in a hub and spoke model into aspirational institutes of skills. Also, 5 national centers of excellence will integrate global expertise into skill training programs. Additionally, 500 crore allocation for AI centers of excellence in education will drive the next wave of research, innovation, and personalized learning. In Budget 25-26, government has introduced a comprehensive framework to boost global capability centers, and particularly in Tier 2 cities, by enhancing talent availability, the infra, and providing regulatory ease. Infra investments will undoubtedly improve connectivity, digital facilities, especially in smaller cities, and will encourage GCC expansion beyond the big cities that we see today. Bangalore, Chennai, NCR, Mumbai. We need them to go into the hinterland. I think the GCC national framework will provide the regulatory ecosystem to enable that. Additionally, my ministry, our Ministry of MS Skills, needs to work in a targeted and strategic manner in collaboration with those GCC that are shifting to Tier 2, Tier 3 to ensure that the workforce of the GCC is encouraged to constantly update their skills, to upskill and reskill. Also, tax incentives and funding, as per the national framework for GCC, will support innovation, R&D, and will foster a startup ecosystem. Simplified regulatory environment will further ease GCC operation and strengthen India's position as a global GCC hub. Make in India for the world. recognizing trailblazers in innovation, research, and technology development. The Honorable President recently conferred the Visitors Awards. And I'd like to share, post the event, Dharmenji was also there. Honorable President took out time and in an intimate gathering and exchange, some donors and eminent alumni of very prestigious higher education institutions of India, including IITs, IIMs, Indian Institute of Science. One of the senior alumni donors said something about his life journey. Amongst all the inspiring conversations we had that night, what he said has stayed with me. He said that I was born in a very normal, impoverished Indian rural village setting. No resources to speak of. But the inspiration and spark provided by his parents, somehow he got into IIT. Because he passed out from IIT, he got into IIM. He said, because I passed out of IIM, I got into Harvard. And because I passed out of Harvard, he got into one of the world's leading technology firms. But he said the trail of because that led him to success was made only because of India. Imagine that after 2 or 3 decades of living abroad, this gentleman is continuously engaging with his core Bharatiya Pehchan identity, and he's contributing, he's giving, he's donating, he's giving back to his grassroots. This is why our country must strive to invest in our people, because that is truly our best investment. It is pertinent to appreciate that India's growth trajectory depends not just on isolated initiatives, but on how effectively we can bring together efforts across sectors. When education and skill development systems align with industry needs, where there are partnership with industry, where they have the freedom to even design curriculum, train the trainers, and when the digital infrastructure supports entrepreneurship, and when policies create synergies, break the silos, the impact multiplies, the benefits multiply. So convergence is not just a strategy, it has to be the foundation of sustainable progress. In skill development, it is not enough to just simply train individuals to give a certificate, to do a course. We have to connect the training with the industry demand, provide career mobility, and ensure that the international recognition of his skills is there. And this is why cross-sectoral collaboration, data-driven policy making, transparency, and an integrated approach to workforce development is critical. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is also working, because as we see, new technology is coming, what we call future skills, AI, machine learning, robotics, even our green sector, green hydrogen mission. All of these are helping make skills aspirational for our youth. We are also working in MSDE in designing a program, special program called Skilling for AI Readiness, SOAR. And SOAR, SOAR, stands as a testament to India's commitment to equipping our youth with future-ready digital competencies. By integrating AI literacy, foundational skills, and understanding of the ethics of AI, what are the platforms available to our young students, and combining it with vocational training from as early as class 6, SOAR aligns with NEP 2020's vision of skill-based education. And the idea here is to foster computational thinking, analytical thinking, problem solving, and industry-aligned foundational AI skills in our young students. It's relevant to understand, we all know today's rapidly evolving landscape, global job market. The question is, how do we ensure that Indians who are doing skilling programs are not left behind? The answer is in the flexibility and mobility. Under the G20 framework, Honorable Minister Mandavia ji also took us through what the ministry is doing, and the Ministry of Labour and Employment is working with International Labour Organization what they are doing is conducting a feasibility study on developing an international reference classification of occupations by skills and qualification requirements. This initiative aims to promote skill-based migration pathways, transparent pathways, ensure that all our G2G mechanisms with various countries who are looking towards India to fill their own gaps with aging populations, with industry who wants Indian workers, who appreciate Indian workers' commitments and skills. We have to ensure that an Indian professional doing a skill course in a ITI in India, his skills should be transferable when he goes to Germany. His German employers must understand exactly what his competence is. And he must be able to access the global job markets with recognized credentials. In our domestic sectors, the national credit framework has served as an important reform. It is allowing today students and workers to transition seamlessly between vocational training, higher education, industry roles. Imagine a young professional, young boy or girl in a rural town trained in AI under PM Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Through stackable nano credentials, micro credentials, he or she can continue upskilling. Those credentials are now in a DigiLocker. They earn an industry recognized certification, and then they can transition into an international role or job through transnational standards. This is the future through all our efforts that we're working towards, where learning is lifelong, it is appreciated, there's a value put to learning, it is adaptive, and it is accessible to everyone. Lastly, I point to perhaps the one key focus area which is underpinning all initiatives of Government of India. That is women-led development. Women are no longer just beneficiaries of schemes, they are driving change. They're helping us design policy. Today, over 1.3 lakh women-led startups are thriving, contributing significantly to the innovation ecosystem. And it is clear when you have a woman sitting in a boardroom. Incidentally, women's representation in corporate boardrooms leadership is also rising. Now, women hold about 18% of board positions in India's top 500 companies. When a woman is sitting on the highest chair in a corporate boardroom, she is opening pathways for many, many more women. Firms with women at the top, they are hiring more women. And that's what the data tells us. So sustained policy support, leadership development programs will further strengthen women empowerment. Across the country, efforts are made to ensure that women are not merely educated, but they're equipped. Not just literate, but truly skilled. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which is our biggest scheme. As you know, the latest phase has just been given approval by the cabinet. Under this scheme, we have trained over 70 lakh women, equipping them with skills in technology, trade, craftsmanship, and coding. In our ITIs, you will be amazed. Non-traditional roles, girls are topping our ITI courses in automotive maintenance, plumbing. Girls from villages, tier 2 cities, they are coming forward. And our ITIs have seen a rise in our female enrollment. It has more than doubled since in the last 10 years from 2014 to 15. Our grassroots scheme intervention in skilling is through our Jan Shikshan Sansthan, doorstep skilling. Under our NSQF framework, what you can call the grade, that's the beginning, that's the start. The most rudimentary skilling going up to 2.5 to 3.5. The JSS have empowered 27 lakh individuals. 82% are women. आप समझिए कि गांवों में महिलाएं कितनी उत्सुक हैं, कौशल विकास की योजनाओं का लाभ ले रही हैं, आगे आ रही हैं, समाज को बदल रही हैं। स्टेम में आपको पता है 42% महिलाएं हैं और पूरे विश्व में एक ऐसा आंकड़ा है कि आप कहीं भी आप जाएंगे विकसित देशों में और वहां ये आंकड़ा रखते हैं तो उनकी आंखें खुली रह जाती हैं, क्योंकि उनके देशों में भी ये उपलब्धि नहीं है। इट्स वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट proportions globally. Ensuring the increased workforce participation of women is also crucial. So as we approach International Women's Day, it's imperative to recognize that women-led development, it's not about just economic growth, it is about community growth. Because when one woman progresses, entire families, communities, and ultimately the entire nation thrives. With that, I thank everyone. Jai Hind.